Ladies and gentlemen, I'm becoming accustomed to my role as Pip Courtney's stand-in. She would love to be here, but you're stuck with me. And as second fiddle, it's no less of an honour to be here and to say a few words to open this year's Woolorama. The invitation to me has meant that I'm adding a story here to my current filming schedule in WA. I'll come back to that, but firstly, for those of you who don't know much about me, a little background. I'm a born and bred West Aussie, although I've been in Sydney for 27 years. I started life on Rottnest Island where my mum and dad managed the pub. They were Irish immigrants, and Dad, who is 90 this year, served with the Australian Army in Korea and is still president of the Cambridge branch of the RSL. Mum's dad was a dairy farmer in Dublin and later bought a farm in Wicklow that's said to be the highest altitude farm in all of Ireland. Today my cousins run sheep and grow noble fir pine for the Christmas tree market. Here in WA, my mum's uncle Pat Fagan and his son Patrick were farmers at Muck and Wooden. And you know what they say about Mucka? When it rained for 40 days and 40 nights, Mucka got 4 points. You like that one? Did you hear the one about the Irishman who had twins? He's still looking for the other fella. Okay, enough of the bad jokes. I should just stick to my day job. My first full-time job in journalism was at the Esperance Express, and I've worked for the West Australian, Channel 10, and for News, 7:30, and now Landline at the ABC. The end of this year will mark 25 years of continuous service at the ABC and 40 years of journalism. And I'm still just as thrilled and excited by my job as the first day they gave me a camera and a notebook at the Esperance Express. I often say to people that Landline is a privilege, not a job. Who wouldn't love the chance to travel all around Australia doing stories on a huge variety of subjects? Imagination really is your only restriction. Right now, we're on day 11 of an 18-day road trip in WA that will yield 6 stories. There's the Woolorama and growing uncertainty about the live export trade. We're also looking into the Labor government's failed bid to nationalise a big chunk of the Western rock lobster industry. A new type of lamb fed on carrots and olive waste, and developing astrotourism in the northern wheat belt, where remoteness and low light could attract new visitors wanting to see and photograph the stars. On Saturday we head to Margaret River for a story on Lewin Estate, and 50 years since Dennis Horgan started transforming a cattle farm into an internationally acclaimed vineyard and winery. This week we were filming killer whales off Bremer Bay, south of here, and we'll report on potential oil and gas reserves there, which could cause environmental problems. But it could also create new wealth and nation building. With my talented crew, Robert Koenig-Luck and Glyn Jones, boys, take a bow. We're also picking up additional material for Landline colleagues on Indigenous war veterans and regional breweries. So you can see we're pretty busy putting your taxes to work. Landline is a small team with just half a dozen reporters, and all of my colleagues work hard to drive every dollar of our budget as hard as we can. Across its 3 outings on Sunday, Monday and Saturday, Landline attracts about 750,000 viewers a week. Most of our audience is city-based, and the show is providing an important bridge between town and country. The television audience is pretty loyal and mostly towards the older end of the age spectrum. But in recent years, our social media footprint has grown spectacularly, with Instagram, Facebook and Twitter attracting a whole new generation of fans. Our Facebook page alone is a runaway success, with over 200,000 followers. Young men and women under 35 are the keenest engagers with its daily content. I've been privileged to attend conferences run by the International Federation of Agricultural Journalists, and I can assure you no other country in the world has anything like Landline. It's the only hour-long current affairs show on Australian TV, and the only one dedicated entirely to rural and regional Australia. Next year we mark 30 years since landline first hit the small screen, and hopefully we'll still be just as popular and still making an impact in another 30 years' time. Thank you for the opportunity to tell a bit of our story. I'd like to now officially open the 47th Woolorama.